I grew up in a small town, and I am the youngest of five kids in a large, boisterous family. We are well known in our town pretty much everywhere we go. This has advantages and disadvantages. The culture of my family is rough, silly, and often harsh. We are always ready to wrestle, and there's endless teasing. Kids team up on each other, laugh, fight, argue, then switch sides and argue more, wrestle, and it all starts again until we get sent to our rooms. As I grew up, I thought this was normal, but it took me a long time to realize that every family has its own normal. There are many mistakes, like checking your brother in mini hockey so he goes through the wall, creating a 10-year-old body shape in the wallboard, or throwing a baseball into the picture window just as your entire extended family is leaving for graduation, or getting pushed down the stairs in a cardboard box and spending the night in the emergency room, or making cookies with every spice in the cabinet and then feeding them to your grandmother. These mistakes created shared memories, as do our successes. There are many different types of families, and I have developed a great appreciation for mine since coming to Eaglebrook. I recognize that there are many families that I belong to, and I receive enormous support from each one. I'm the youngest of five kids, each 2 years apart, four boys and one girl. All strong, loyal, confident, and funny, with varying levels of intelligence and focus. Jack is 25. He's the oldest and the most committed to the group. He is bossy and thinks he knows everything. Ben is 23 and the cool, fun one who never gets rattled. Will is 21 and the class clown. He's a thrill seeker who jumps from roofs, does backflips in the mall, and is always doing things his own way. Maddie is 19 and she is the crazy sister who no one is allowed to date. She is tougher than most boys and loves to wrestle. Then there's me, the little brother. Unfortunately, the teachers recognized my name immediately. Every year on the first day of school, the teacher would look at their roster and do a double take. Rivet, another Rivet, how many of there are you? They would grimace and shake their heads. Do you have as much energy as the others? They would ask. When there were problems at lunch or recess, no matter where I was or what I was doing, I always seemed to be lumped in with the problem makers. I often felt the heavy weight of judgment, sometimes justified and sometimes not. When I would invite a friend to my house to play, sometimes they wouldn't come back. It was scary for them when we played hard in the yard. Street hockey, basketball, wiffle ball, and football. These are all contact sports in my house. My brothers are total tryhards. They battered us in dodgeball, hammered us in basketball, and tackled us in football. They trash talked endlessly. It was never a casual game. Kids were scared of my brothers, and I think sometimes they were scared of me. I ended up having very few friends to play with outside of school. Luckily, I didn't need a ton of friends because I had my siblings. Outside of school, I also had my hockey family. My coaches, my teammates, and their families. I was able to shine on my team. It was easy for me to try my best and follow directions from coaches. I love my teammates, and we were each responsible for a job. When we all did our jobs, we played well. When someone was struggling, others pitched in and contributed. This seemed so simple and straightforward to me. During COVID, my family did everything together, and I was happy. But when COVID ended and my siblings went back to college and school, I was left with a big void in my life. I tried to fill that void with sports, but there were a lot of gaps between practices and games. For the first time in my life, I felt lonely. I didn't know who I was without my brothers and sister. Then I met Coach Winslow at a hockey game, and he told me about Eaglebrook. The more I heard, the more I thought that Eaglebrook was the place for me. The silver lining that I didn't see at first was that Eaglebrook was a chance to carve out a spot for myself. No one had judgments about me or my family. I wasn't the younger Rivet, I was just me. I made the best friends that I have ever had, and I was accepted. My friends and I shared common interests and values. Eaglebrook gave me the opportunity to develop my own identity separate from my family. I met teachers and coaches that liked and respected me, and I wasn't getting reprimanded. I worked hard and pushed myself. I didn't feel alone. I learned to ask for help when I needed it, to trust others, and to rely on myself. I know how fortunate I am to be in this place called Eaglebrook, and I am grateful to have been welcomed into this new family. I have learned that everyone comes from a different place that shapes our view of the world, and we all bring something valuable to the table. I have been given a tremendous opportunity at Eaglebrook, and I am determined to make the most of it. My Eaglebrook family continues to grow. My friends, my classmates, my teammates, my coaches, and teachers possess qualities that I admire and value, including respect, loyalty, humor, strong work ethic, and dependability. In addition to my family at home, I now have a football family, a hockey family, a golf family, a Holstead family, an academic family, and more. We are all bound by a sense of belonging, but also by the journey we are on, which includes our mistakes, setbacks, and successes. It is an honor to be here. I want to conclude my assembly by thanking my friends and the Eaglebrook community for welcoming me, accepting me, and helping me tremendously. I want to thank my mentors, Mr. Goodrow, Mr. Falstick, Mr. Winslow, and Mr. Bourdon. I want to wish Dash Dermont a very happy birthday. And finally, I want to thank my family for giving me the opportunity to be successful and pushing me hard to work hard and be the best version of myself. Thank you, and have a good home night.